Welcome back to another review by Mega Train Lover. Today we're having a look at a Bachmann model, as you can see, and you can tell from the text that this is a British Railways Standard Class 4MT 460. So, if we look at the box, you can see the logo's not in the box. I've, given it a run-in, DCC, everything. If we turn to the side, its product code is 31116. It's standard class 4MT, number 75069, with a BR1B tender. It's in the BR line green with the laid crest, and and it says it's preserved, which it is indeed preserved, but it's not in this livery. But we'll get to that in a second. So, the standard class 4MT was one of the 13 types of locomotives which were known as BR standards, and there were 999 locomotives of this type, not this particular class, just overall BR standards. There were 999 built between 1951 and 1960, but the standard class 460, standard class 460, there were 80 of these built between 1951 and 1957. And they were all built at Swindon Works to the design of R.A. Riddles, who was the chief mechanical engineer for all of the BR standards. These were allocated to the Midland, the Western and the Southern region. The majority of them went to the Midland region. This particular example worked on the Southern region. Withdrawals started in 1964 and the last ones were withdrawn in 1968, and in total 6 examples have been preserved. 2 of these, 75027 and 75029, were purchased directly from BR. The remaining 4 were all saved from Barry Scrapyard, including this one, 75069, which was preserved on the Severn Valley Railway, and this one is quite close to me in terms of this class, because this one I have ridden behind on the Severn Valley, and it's a beautiful locomotive. It's a stunning runner. The sound it makes, I went on it in April when it was pulling 9 coaches, and it sounded absolutely incredible. Now, the livery this model is in was a livery that some members of the class did carry. This particular class, this particular one, 75069, it never carried it in BR service, but it carried it in preservation for a time. I think it was in the 1990s. But nonetheless, it does look very, very nice on it. So, we're going to put the box to one side, and we're going to take a look at the engine first. Wow. So in the meantime, I have turned the light on. Wow. I mean, what can I say? The level of detail on this is beautiful. I mean, the livery is spot on. The livery is beautiful with the green and the orange, black, orange lining. Now, I am aware that it never carried this livery in BR service because it was a Southern region based engine. The only standards that carried green were the ones that were based on the Western region, but yeah, nonetheless it does look very, very nice on this one. So some of the details, the buffer beam details here, I've fitted that myself, as same with the head codes. But you get sprung buffers on both the engine and the tender, which I'm going to show in a bit. And there's one really, really cool feature that I love. The smoke box door does open. Now, there isn't actually detail inside. You don't see the tubing and stuff, but I mean that is such a nice feature. I mean, if you park this up, if you want to create a shed scene, you can literally park it up, just open the smoke box door, and it looks as if it's having its smoke box cleaned. It's really, really nice. As you see, it's got a double chimney. Now, I don't remember. I think the real one has a double chimney. I think it does. I'll have to have a look. But yeah, it seems at some point it did have a double chimney. I think the real one does have it. I'll have to have a look. But yeah, I don't remember exact 100%. Actually, no, it does. It does have a double chimney. I distinctly remember. I am actually going to check to confirm, just while I'll show off the detail. I mean, as you can see, you get all the separately fitted handrails and all the whistle, all the intricate pipe work, and of course, being a standard, BR standard, a lot of this is more exposed than on some of the older types that these locomotives replaced. So, but yeah, that's what they were built to be like. You know, they were built to be much easier to maintain, much more labour friendly. So yeah, that was the whole intention behind the BR standards. So I'm just quickly looking for an image just to 100% confirm. Yeah, it does indeed. Here is a picture of the real 75069, which I took, as you can see, and clearly it does have the double chimney. Here's a comparison without the tender, of course. But yeah, I need to put it away because it seems to be flashing. But yeah, so some of the standard 460s had single chimneys, some of them had double chimneys. I think it was like an experiment by BR. But anyway, so we talked about the pipe working, all the injector pipes and stuff, and the very, very cool feature, which is very rare on the Bachmann model, the roof vents slide, which is very, very cool. I'm going to leave it like that because it's obviously best to keep them open. But yeah, let's have a look at the cab. Now the cab is not as impressive. There are some painted details, as you can see, but on the whole it's not the most impressive cab in the world, but it's alright, you know, it does the job. But I mean, I paid, you know, I brought this model for a very, very reasonable price. I think it was like 65 quid. Yeah, it was like 65 quid second hand, which I think is a bargain price for a 460 tender engine these days, which is DCC ready. I think that's a very, very nice price for it. But yeah, even the number is applied very, very well. And yeah, so all in all, the engine looks beautiful. I mean, can't really go wrong. It's a BR Standard Class 4 460. So that's the engine. Now let's have a look at the tender. The tender is a standard BR1B tender. The livery on it is applied beautifully, as is the late crest, and you can see the Timken roller bearings, which have been painted separately. That's a very nice feature. On the back you can see the ladder and sprung buffers again, and you also get NEM couplings front and rear. The coal load, it looks okay, but the good thing is I think it is removable. I'm not going to attempt it, but I think it might be removable. So if you want to put your own coal in there, you can do so. And the real 75069, the one that's preserved, it still has its disc tender. So although it's painted in BR black now, which is more prototypical, the actual shape of it, the actual condition the model is in, is exactly the same as what the real 75069 is on the Severn Valley Railway. And I would recommend you see it because it's a fantastic locomotive. Obviously check beforehand if it is running on the day you plan to visit. But yeah, but it is a fantastic locomotive. Honestly, if they couple up 8 or 9 coaches behind it, it sounds amazing. Yeah, it's a brilliant locomotive, and the model does reflect that. The tender looks very, very nice, the engine as well. So yeah, all in all, I mean, for the price I paid for it, it's a very, very nice model. Now the newest offerings are of this type. Obviously they're very expensive. I wouldn't pay full recommended retail price for this. You know, nowadays it costs in excess of £150, which I think for a tooling this old, it's just not right. But you know, for the price I paid, I can't really complain because it's a very, very nice looking model. However, let's see how it performs. So here we have the Bachmann British Rail Standard Class 4MT on the track, and what we're going to do is we're going to put its number and watch it go. And away she goes. Wow, beautiful smooth runner. That's a very, very nice runner. Considering only the driving wheels pick up, that is very, very smooth. Just get a few shots of her passing. Yeah, very, very nice model. Really impressed. Also for the price I paid for it, very impressive. So just to conclude this video, whilst I wouldn't recommend this model at its full recommended retail price, if you can get this for a good discount, I definitely recommend it because it's a fantastic runner. It's very well detailed. Maybe Hornby's version is more finer and it's better detailed, but if you're looking for a good alternative, then this is a very, very nice model to have. So yeah, very impressed with this model. Thanks so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.